I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home.
Happy Friday, everyone. Welcome, welcome, Awakening Hearts. Welcome to Off the Cuff Radio, Awakening Hearts. Wherever you are, I hope you are breathing in the glow and radiance of your own awakening heart. And breathing it out so the whole world around you can feel the love that you are. I want to start with a quote. And it's so fitting for our theme of awakening hearts. The reason people awaken is because they have finally stopped agreeing to things that insult their soul. So thank you, Anonymous. Anonymous wrote that. And I feel like I am the Anonymous. Don't you feel that too, right? Yes. So if you resonate with that, let me know. If you're listening to the call live, let me know. Because I do resonate with no more, enough insults, no more insults to my soul, no more to disempowerment, no more to unconsciousness, no more, right? We are awakening hearts. And just by awakening in ourselves, we are creating a ripple effect, and we are affecting change in the whole world, not just our personal space, not just our personal world, not just in our personal relationships, but all around us, all the worlds around us. It's a ripple effect. And it also, as I always tell my clients, it also passes on to generations and generations to come. So actually yesterday I had a presentation led by a 75-year-old woman, 75-year-old woman. And the first time I heard her speak at our group, it's called BNI Infinity Group, she presented with so much youth and vitality. I was like, I'm having what she's having. Do you remember that scene from When Harry Met Sally, when one woman said, I'm having what she's having? Hang on 1 second. No, you don't. Oh, hi, Peg. Welcome, Peg. So yeah, so that scene from When Harry Met Sally, I'm having what she's having. That was the reaction I have with the 75-year-old woman, because she was so like, when she did her 10-minute presentation, she was literally flying from one corner of the room to another corner of the room to another corner of the room. And I was like, how does she do that? And it totally broke all my paradigms and preconception about aging, about what I might look like at 75. And just looking at her kind of changed my whole view of how I might look like when I reach that age. So you bet I'll be hanging out with her. In fact, I'm going to see her again this afternoon. And yeah, if you want to meet her, message me. Because, you know, this is what awakening is all about. It's awakening to our vitality, awakening to a deeper truth, not the truth that we've been programmed to believe about ourselves, to believe about our world, but really creating a new world that fits us, that is really what our heart and soul wants. Hi, welcome to our live listeners on the call. Yeah, so I'm so excited. Thank you, Peg and Sparkles, and Off the Cuff, E-zine and radio. And some people say E-zine, but for me, it's E-zine. It's electronic magazine. I can get very, what do you call it? Very conscious, self-conscious about my pronunciation, because I'm from the Philippines, right? But it's E-zine, and I'm going to fight that. I'm going to defend that. It's E-zine. Anyway, my name is Tess Vergara of Open Heart Mind Coaching. And if you are enjoying this show, please invite your friends and family to tune in every Friday at noon Central, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And if you've listened before and you like the flavor of this show, you might also like to check out the E-zine. I'm also a contributing writer to E-zine. And I started in January, and I just submitted an article entitled The Pain of Purposelessness for February. So do check it out. Subscribe to their newsletter. And yeah. And Sparkles and Peg are super awesome, and I love them. And so I just want to take a deep breath right this minute and just invite our friends upstairs, the beings of pure light, the archangelic realm, to be with us and hold us in this container of love, in this container of light, and assist us towards our higher awakening and enlightenment. I call in Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Raphael, Metatron. They are my go-to archangels. And I am invoking each of them to amplify the energy of open heart and open mind for this radio transmission, the message of awakening to pure love, pure light, awakening to our soul, and awakening to our divinity. I am so excited that you are here with me today, and our topic is from cosmic 2x4 to cosmic coincidences. And to those who are with me in the Zoom room, I'd love to hear your story of cosmic 2x4s, your story of cosmic coincidences, or both cosmic 2x4s and cosmic coincidences in the chat box. So please share with me your insights, your stories, your ahas, because we're all experiencing the same thing, right? We're treading on this new world, this new reality, and I'd love for all of us to share our personal experiences so people around the world will know that they're not the only ones in their experiences. Yeah, so what inspired this theme today is the theme in my own life. I've been attracting clients that are so yummy, yummy clients. Whenever a client chooses to coach with me, I always ask, why me? There's a million of coaches out there. Why coach with me? And I have been so touched and moved lately by so many clients telling me that I came to their life as a blessing. And one new client I enrolled just on Monday, she said, she was so funny. She said, I've talked to many business and life coaches before, and they are all sincere phonies. Oh my God, I swear to God. I laughed so hard, I almost fell off my chair. And that moment usually is a very serious moment for me, right? You can feel the tension. Okay, why do you want to coach with me? It's a very serious moment. And then actually she went on and said, you know, she said, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. And that is the moment I know that I was meant to work with this client. So wow, right? That's usually a defining moment that I am looking for. That is my clue to actually offer my services. Yeah, yeah, yes. Isn't that a great quote? Yeah, Sprinkle says this is her favorite quote. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. And what a humbling thing to hear, you know. So it just melts my heart. It humbles me and also reinforces and reassures me that I'm on the right path. Because you know what are we talking about today? Are signs. These are all cosmic signs that we're on the right path. When we're creating a path for ourselves, it's, you know, doubt usually would come in because what? We're human, right? But as leaders and innovators and visionaries, we need signs from the higher power, from the higher realm, from each other. You know, we're always mirroring each other, and it's always a celebration for me to, yay, I am on the right path. Yay, someone's actually listening. Yay. Someone actually wants to hear what I'm talking about, right? Because it's so easy to contract and give up and go back into the corner role. You know, you play that victim kind of mentality. But no, we're no longer that. That is an insult to our soul. And so I'd love more of us to jump in together, create a community, and talk about this, the awakenings of the heart. We need to band together and create a whole new vortex, create a whole new consciousness where we are creating our own reality. And so that experience with my client, those are the signs. Those are my cosmic signs that I won't starve if I followed my heart and become an awakening coach. That is a sign that I waited for in a long time. My clients telling me that I'm a blessing in their life, that they're drawn to my website, they're just called to work with me. And you know what? I got smacked many times, cosmic 2x4s, when I kept pushing and forcing and powering through in not from my heart space, but more from the needing to survive, needing to prove, needing to make myself useful, those are all the energies of lack and not enoughness, the needing to prove, the needing to convince people. That is the energy of pushing, 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 forcing. And what happens with that kind of energy is it depletes us and it is not sustainable. So I kept getting hit and smacked. And there was a point in time I felt I was being stripped away of everything that mattered to me. It was, it hurt so bad, I was stripped away of all that I lived for, of all that was important to me. And the more I asked the question, why is this happening to me? I've been a good girl. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm doing what I'm told to do. Why am I getting hit on the head all the time? And there would be moments like, WTF, what was that for? You wanted surrender. I surrendered, right? Thy will be done. Oh my God, I said that so many times. Thy will be done. That became my mantra. Yeah, these things are happening, Sprinkle says, because it is a test to see how much you want it. And that is so true. That is so true. And I was like, WTF, enough. What more do you want? Thy will be done. Oh, thy will be done. And then wham, another hit on the head. And this time it felt like my knee was also being cut off. It was not just the loves of my life, not just what I had lived for all my life, but now I'm really screwed because I couldn't do anything any longer. Like I lost my capacity to influence, create, do whatever I wanted. It was like, okay. Until I realized it's not thy will be done. It's thine will and my will are one. Breathe that in. God's will and my will are one. There's no separation. There's no choosing him and neglecting me. It's choosing him and me because there's no separation. Because God is in me and I am God and we are one. Does that make sense? Feel that. Just feel that in your body. There's no more proving and pushing and powering through. God is inside my heart and is in me, as me, through me, within me, and is all of me. There's no choosing or abandoning me. When I choose God, I choose me, Yeah. So I learned that I'm not supposed to be a puppet on a string, and that God was not taking away my free will. God was not taking away my choice. God wanted me to align to what I really wanted. Not what society and familiar programming and conditioning wanted for me, or that I should want. Not the burden and obligation and a barking dog upstairs. None of that. None of that. Not even my covert, hidden, codependent self that kept trying to pull this helpless persona, codependent victim persona. It's hiding, but it kept trying to pull a number on me. But what really had to happen was for me to open up and discover what I truly want. Pure wanting, a pure desire, not what we were conditioned to want. Does that make sense? Can you distinguish between the pure wanting to be who we are meant to be rather than what we were programmed or molded to become? Okay, so no outside influences, no conditioning, no programming, no false interpretation of the past, and no reactionary patterns from hurtful experiences, no shutting down or closing off the heart. And yes, thank you, Sprinkles. Breaking all chains. That is so important. I had to go to that space of pure curiosity of what do I really want? What do I really want? What does my heart and soul truly want? Then and only then did the seemingly, and I underlined the word seemingly, it was just a perception, seemingly punitive 2x4s eased off. That was the only time it eased off. It no longer felt like I was being punished. The cosmic signs and coincidences started telling me, yeah, you go, girl, you're on the right path. So I want to hear your stories too. I'm sure you're here, you're drawn to this show because you are also being shown cosmic signs and coincidences that you are on the right path and you so freaking rock. I want to hear stories like that. Yes. Yeah. And let me tell you, okay, we've got 10 minutes before the break. So let me tell you that I've always believed in signs. It would be like, for example, Tony Robbins came to my life and he came to my life like 3 times. There were 3 times his name or a video of his was dropped 3 times in my awareness for me to realize, oh, I'm supposed to be doing his program. Okay, I get it. The first time he was too loud, I was like, oh my God, no. He's too loud. I like his message, but no, I can't stand the guy. He's too loud. Then the second time that he came to my awareness, I watched a video and okay, that was really good. And then I forgot all about it. The third time it was like, oh my God. Yeah. Peg says he talks very fast. Yes, he does. He does. He's a giant energy. And I was just like, oh no. The third time that he came into my awareness, I was crying buckets and buckets of tears. I was like, oh my God, he is exactly what I need in my life. So, and yeah, so that's why I am also a strategic interventionist. I am certified under Tony Robbins' official school of coaching. And he is partnered up with Chloe Madonis. And yeah, and the school is called Robbins Madonis Training. And it is one of the best gifts, one of the best investments I've ever given to myself. So yeah, so many times, you know, something or someone, that's just one example, right? There would always be something, someone would mention a word, a book, or a name 3 times, and that the only time that my ears would perk up was the 3rd time. And oh, I've heard that 3 times this week. I must pay attention. That was what had happened. And at some point, I had to learn to start moving forward and not wait for the signs. Does that make sense? You guys have that experience too, right? That, you know, if you keep waiting for the sign, and at some point too I did, and you know what, I would get smacked if I don't take action. If I say I want something and I don't take action, I would get smacked. Sprinkle says, I move on the first essence of guidance. Yes. See, I was very stubborn. It took me a long time to get that message. You know, moving on the first essence of guidance, what Sprinkle said. That is so wise. It took me a long time to get there, Sprinkles. And Peg says she's still learning. Yes. And this is why I'm here on the radio, so that this is not just ordinary or off coincidences. This is really your own soul guiding you to step up, to move forward, to really shine your light, start creating the steps towards your vision. It was scary for me, not to receive a sign that I'm on the right path, because guess what? The people around me, my immediate circle, they're not like, what the heck are you doing? You already have enough. What are you doing traveling all over the place? And what are you doing? They don't get it. They don't get it. Yes. Sprinkle says it is important to listen within. I so agree. Thank you for that. And yeah, so it was really terrifying to not receive validation from the people around me. I really had to step up and really fight for what I wanted. At some point, I stopped getting spoon-fed, I was given signs, the 3 times, the this and that. But at some point, I was weaned off by my universe. It was time for me to feed myself and decide to take action, and decide to take what action. And if I'm taking the wrong action, bam, I get reminded all over again. But you know what? It's not as severe. It's not as heartbreaking. It would be something like attention in my body, or my back is hurting. What is that all about? It's about maybe my laptop all of a sudden not functioning, or my car stopping in the middle of the road. I stopped taking those as punitive signs, but rather signs of redirection. They're not as heartbreaking. They're signs telling me that I need to realign, regroup, reevaluate, reassess, to raise my level of consciousness. And like Sprinkle said, listen, listen, listen. And yeah, Sprinkle says, until I activated it, it will bring up more and more. Isn't it? Yeah, that guidance, you really do need to activate it. And the first thing you have to do to activate that inner guidance, that voice of compassion inside, that wisdom, is to activate it by listening. Really listen, listen, listen. And I'd love to hear your personal stories. Oh my Lord, 2016 was a whole freaking dance with the universe for me. It was like a cha-cha. 3 steps back, 2 steps forward. 2016 was like, really getting to know what I want, really standing up for it, really following through, and then I get redirected. Okay, now what? So it was, 2017 was, oh my God, 2017 was a different energy though. It's like 2017 for me was no longer an experimentation. It was like weird. I wrote a whole article about it on my my post. I entitled it 2017 You Were So Bizarre. It was bizarre, really bizarre, but then it took a lot for me. It was like really deciding, do I want to be here? Do I want to be here? And it's the topic of this, what I said, what do I want, right? It was really standing my ground, really deciding, do I want to stay or do I want out? That was that's 2017 for me. And if I stay, what am I going to do here, right? And this is what I decided I'm doing here, 2018. And I decided I'm doing this. I'm speaking up. I'm telling everyone around me about the message of awakening, that you can awaken to your soul. You can awaken to your divinity. And it takes just like that and more when we come back from our break. Don't go away.
Guess I never really had the chance to speak my mind. Never thought you would hear it. Oh, and if you run, baby, I will follow every time. I show you what I'm feeling. You got me going, can't control. Fingers crossed you take me home. So play me all night, hold me tight, keep me in the spotlight. Show me what it's all about. Just take the shot, morning's getting closer. I'm waiting on you to tell me it will be alright. Closer now, think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for? So keep me moving to the beat of the night till the lights go out. Oh, and if you want, baby, I could be the only one. Make up your mind. I know you want it, I know you need it. Come on, show me anything. You got me running, can you feel it? If you let me, I'll show you what it means. I know you want it, I know you need it. Come on, show me anything. You got me going, can't control. Fingers crossed you take me home. So play me all night, hold me tight, keep me in the spotlight. Show me what it's all about. Just take the shot, morning's getting closer. I'm waiting on you to tell me it will be alright. Closer now, think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for? What it's all about. Waiting on you to tell me it will be alright. Closer now, think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for? Think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for? Just take the shot, think it's time we try this out. What are you waiting for? Wasn't I meant to lie in your arms here for a while? I'm alive and I take you in. I've been falling, calling.
Hello and welcome back to Awakening Hearts with Off the Cuff Radio. This is Tess Vergara, your host of Open Heart Mind Coaching, and we are talking about cosmic coincidences. Okay, so what I have been trying to say is when we are so out of alignment and out of balance with our own life, with our own heart, we get what I call cosmic two by fours. And then when we become aware, then, we get reminders to redirect. It's their redirection that hey, you're getting lost again, come back here. And then when we've developed that muscle, that we're really tuning in to our soul, to what we really want, then we get the cosmic coincidences. And they are really not coincidences. They look like coincidences in the beginning, ooh, I got 1111. What does that mean? Ooh, I got that sign, and they're just signs from the universe that says, you rock, you are on the right path, keep going, just keep on going. And the first question to really ask is, what do you want? What do you yearn for? It's a yearning. It's a tugging in the heart. This is the tugging that we kind of dismiss, because it's not logical. It's not rational. There's no reason for it, but we're yearning for it nevertheless. And instead of ignoring it, just learn to listen and acknowledge it and honor it. You may decide not to do anything about it yet, but just listen. Listen in the beginning. What is your deepest longing? And for me, this was a very difficult question to answer. When I was looking for myself, when I was searching, I really had to go back, because my answers to what do you want was, for the longest time, was to be a good mom to my kids, to provide for my kids. I was both mother and father to my children. And so in 2015, I was traveling Europe, and I met with my eldest in Europe. But before that, I was traveling in Greece, in Spain, in France, all over the place, just by myself. It was a beautiful experimentation of getting to know myself for the first time. Ooh, do I want eggs Benedict, or do I just want buffet style, where there's, do I miss American food? Those were the questions that for 4 months, I totally just focused on me. What is it that I wanted? And then when I met my daughter, this was a very a glaring experience for me, because when she met me in Rome, I could hear her frustration. When we met up in Rome, she would ask me, but Mom, what do you want? And even though I was already traveling by myself for 2 weeks without my kids in Europe, I reverted back so easily to, well, you know what, baby, whatever you want is fine with me. I'm happy wherever you're happy. So I got pulled back into that old pattern of neglecting myself, abandoning myself, of not wanting to know what I want, and just surrendering to whoever is in front of me. But my daughter, because she was so frustrated, really glared at me like, Mom, I'm frustrated with you. Just make up your mind. Don't order what I want to order. Make up your own mind. It's like, oh my God, I'm back into that pattern again. So what do you want? Huh? What does your soul truly want? I learned to really open my mind and open my heart for this. And I can't ask, and you can't ask the logical, the rational, the analytical mind. I was an accountant. That was my default too, was to, is this reasonable? Is this rational? It doesn't make sense, then I kill it. If it doesn't make sense, if I don't get it, I kill it. But that's coming from the mind space. The body is totally disregarded. The spirit is totally disregarded. The heart is totally disregarded. But we are all those parts too, not just the mind, right? So we become incomplete when the mind takes control. And that was where I made a mistake in my ways. So the first thing is ask your heart. It's not that we are telling the mind to go away or to not do its job. We're just opening the heart first. Open the heart, open the mind, and ask the heart, what do you want? What do you really want? And in the article I submitted to Off the Cuff magazine for February, The Pain of Purposelessness, I wrote that why is a misleading question to ask someone like me and others like me who've been questioning their purpose, who've been questioning why we're here on earth. Why, asking the question why first, the question why comes later, and I'll tell you in a little bit. But asking why as the first question is like rubbing salt on the wound of purposelessness. And the first question to ask is what? You got to ask the heart, not the mind. And I'm going to keep repeating it because this was my trap. The mind's job is to keep you safe. It wants you to stay alive. It wants you to keep out of danger, and it will do its best to protect you, to keep you the same, to keep you in familiar grounds. It will want to protect you, okay? It will want you to choose comfort and safety and security above all else. And so when I suggest to you asking the heart, your mind will say, well, that doesn't make sense. That's stupid. That's idiotic, right? And those are the things that I told myself. Seriously. And the mind will act all skeptical, and it will convince you you're crazy, you're moronic, you've lost your mind, okay? So these are the self-talk that I told myself for the longest time. Yeah, that you've lost your mind if you think you're going to follow your heart. So it will resist. It will resist. It will fight. And that's why it's a very hard process for people who were never given permission to think for themselves as a child, who were told no so many times, who were told it's not possible so many times, it's not going to happen. Or those who've experienced trauma and chaos and instability, it's very hard for them, and that was my upbringing too. It's very difficult to see possibilities, and so they program themselves to want stability, safety, security, and comfort above all else. Yet, here's the message: comfort kills your spirit. And as I've been talking about the cosmic 2x4s, your spirit will not sit around and wait for you to make up your mind. It will throw things on your head. It will knock you to a wall. And what does Sprinkle say? It takes a lot of falling down in order to pick yourself up. Yes, it's like it's like you're being pushed to a corner until you realize that you're keeping yourself small and safe and backed into a corner. And that is what is idiotic, and that is what's stupid. Why? Because you are meant for greatness. You are meant to be big. Your soul is all about growth. Your soul is about evolution, and to stay the same means death. To not grow means death. So the first question to ask is, what do I want? What am I really yearning for? What is it I'm deeply longing for? And, you know, never mind the 10-year plan, okay? Never mind the 5-year goals. For people like I was, it's a moment-to-moment decision. When I don't know what's going to happen in 10 years, and there's a lot in the personal development that, okay, you know, let's plan our life. But guess what? I thought I was going to have, when I married, I thought I was going to be married forever and ever. But no, I divorced in 3 years. So it's like, oh, even though I had plans, my plans didn't really happen, right? So seriously, my soul had different plans for me. And so what's the best thing to do is to align with that plans and to really know what you came here to do. So the first question is what? And for me, it helps to ask myself, what at this moment do I want to experience? At this moment, what do I desire to create? What is it that I want to feel at this moment? And then build from there. And then build the muscle of knowing what you want from your heart, asking your heart from the energy of openness and curiosity, open heart, mind. That's why heart comes first, open heart, mind. Not your mind first, okay? Your mind will kill your dreams even before it conceives, because it doesn't know the future. It operates solely from what it had already experienced. It's functioning from history, from the past. It's your spirit that leads you to the unknown, to the adventure, to the amazing, right? So connect with what? And then now you can ask the next question. Okay? Now you can ask why. After you've asked what, then you can ask why. Why is it that I want to feel happy? Why is it that I want to create this radio show, right? So now you are, the purpose now makes it emotional. The purpose makes it, it really tugs at the heart. It makes it worthwhile doing, right? The asking the question why as number one question, for me, it was like, well, what's the point then? If I don't have a purpose, then I might not as well be here. So that was the wrong question for me to ask. And I'm not saying this is for everybody. This is for people who have not been encouraged to think for themselves, or encouraged to think bigger than themselves, right? So there are so many of us. I coach many people who really cannot connect with their vision. It's really impossible for them to connect with their vision. It's so far out. It's like, this is my reality. It's all about struggle. It's all about struggle. And I can't even raise my head above water. I'm drowning here. This is my reality. They cannot see above water. And this, asking them why, is the wrong question to ask as a first question. So ask what? What do you want? Well, I want my head above water. Okay, why? Why do you want that? And then the next question is who? Who do you have to be to get your result, to do your purpose in life? Who do you have to be? Now, it's a choice of what are the thoughts that you're going to think what are the words you are going to say, and what are the actions. You know, it's the who. So I like explaining the who. Okay, so um, I'll give you an example. I have a client who thinks her self concept is someone who worries a lot. So she's a worrier, and she wears that identity with a badge, like, you know, because I worry I'm significant kind of thing, because I worry I care about people. So she uses that identity to identify herself. It's her identity, okay? But is that identity of a worrier, is that very helpful? Is that sustainable? Is that something that helps her? So what is it that she wanted? Okay, well, I want to experience calm. I want to be on top of things. I want to be present with my kids. Those are her wants. Are you getting this? So what is it that you want? I really want to feel peace. I really want to get to know myself. I really want joy. Okay, so now she wants she knows her want. Now why? Okay, why do you want all those things? Why? Because I'm not present with my kids. Why? Because I'm hurting my relationship. Why? Because I think I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm not eating well. I'm not sleeping good. I keep going to the doctor. Why? Because something is not working. Something is out of alignment. Something is not in balance in my life. And if I keep doing this, then I don't know. I'm afraid of something. I am afraid I'm going to lose my job. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my kids. I'm afraid I'm going to lose my husband. Okay? So why do you want what you want? And then who do you want to be? I walked her to a different kind of who do you need to be to get what you want, and to get that purpose, to get the outcome and the purpose. Are you following me? So from a worrier, which was her identity, then I had her imagine, what if who she was being is courage? Just imagine that. What if who you're being is courage? How would you talk to yourself? How would you talk to others about yourself? Right? What do you focus on? What are your beliefs? Are your beliefs the world is gonna end, or are you believing that, well, the world might end tomorrow, but I don't care. I'm gonna live it to the fullest until my last breath. How would that change who you're being, and how would that change how you're getting your results, right? So, and how would that affect your body? How would you show up in the world? Are you going to show up in the world with your head down, or, you know, really confident, right? Who do you need to be to get what you want? And only from this place you can ask how. One other mistake that people do, and I've certainly done this, is from what is jump to how. And that kills the whole desire too. Well, how am I going to do that? It's not possible, you know. So jumping from what to how is will also kill it, because then you don't have the why. The why will make it emotional for you. The why will make it worth doing. The why will make the vision grand. It makes it worthwhile doing. Does that make sense? The who then taps into your inner resourcefulness, the inner guidance, the inner wisdom that's already inside of you. The problem is we've been taught to look outside of us, to look externally for solutions to our problems when the solution is already within us. And this is not just some esoteric thing or everything is within you now type of thing. Prove it to yourself. Don't even believe me. Prove it to yourself. When we have trained ourselves to depend on others to get what we want, it's not in alignment with who, the extent of who we can be. That's not what we came here to do. We came here to create. We came here to be a vessel for creation to happen. And the thing is, we got trained to become victims of, isn't that what people say? I'm a victim of my own circumstances. Now we are changing that conversation to, we are creating our reality. And the way you create your reality, you know, go back to the first episodes, the first episode where I talk about the 5 C's, you know, you got to have commitment. You have to exercise your power of choice. You have to exercise your power of compassion, right? All the C's, and you got to celebrate. What else did I say? Commitment. You got to choose, commit, be compassionate to yourself. Oh, I wish I have the 5 C's in front of me. Do you remember, Sprinkles? But go back to the first episode. It's really something that in every moment, when you know what your what is, you have to practice the 5 C's. Oh my goodness. I'm blocking out. Okay. So we've got 3 minutes. I want to hear what you got out of this, what you got out of our radio talk today. I hope you are getting that. One, the cosmic 2x4s, they're not really there to hurt you or to disempower you, but it's really a means to awaken your heart and awaken your soul. And then the seeming punishment, you know, we don't have, God is not here to punish or judge us. And in fact, God is you. There's no separation between you and God. And like I've always said, God cannot do his work without you. You are the eyes of God. You are the face of God. You are the heart of God. And the thing is, when we're coming from the mind space, total mind space, it's all about fear. Mind is the mind when it's not integrated, the mind when it's not cooperating with the heart, the mind when it's separated from the heart, because the heart is so blocked off, it's so walled off and so protected. It's operating from a state of fear. And as long as we're operating from the state of fear, it's blocking off our spirit, and our body also deteriorates and suffers because it's also blocked off from its own intelligence. Our body, our spirit, our mind, our heart, we need all 4 parts functioning and integrated to be the creator being that we are meant to be, right? So now it's time for me to end the show. I hope you got a lot out of this. I'll see you again next week, Friday at noon Pacific, noon Central, 10 o'clock Pacific, Off the Cuff Radio, Awakening Hearts. I'll see you again next week. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Off the Cuff E-zine, an online magazine that is given out freely. the wide range of promotional is unlimited. We take pride in bringing it all together for you. And we recognize that it is hard to reach a lot of people by just having a website, or even those writers that do not have the means to advertise or have a website. This website will provide its free services of advertising and giving others a platform to share their experiences, skills, and abilities. For we believe that it is through others we learn not only of others but of ourselves as well. So, if you need a chat room to hold sessions, we can provide that with audio and video for classes, workshops, or just single sessions. Contact us to see what we can provide with our special features and promotional experience. And it is all free. Yes, free. Join us and meet other like-minded people, because that is what makes OTC the place to be. Off the cuff E-zine.com.